Hey my soul tribe, in this video I'm going to show you how I built a hot shower in my 2004 Honda Odyssey minivan. I wanted to create a dreamy outdoor shower experience and I made it happen, even with limited space. You'll see how I built it and designed it for easy setup, cleanup, and easy access to my towels, clothes drawers, and laundry hamper. Some of the regrets that even larger Sprinter van builders have expressed is that they wish they hadn't put a shower inside their van. I'll also show you how I do a shower curtain for those of you who feel like they need more privacy than this, but honestly, I prefer not to have to put up the shower curtain and then wait for the shower curtain to drip dry before I can put it away and get back on the road. Remember when you were a kid and you liked to do crafts or build pillow forts or things with Legos? Designing my 2004 Honda Odyssey required me to tap into my childlike imagination. It was like building my own mobile treehouse. This minivan build-out series will inspire you to channel your inner 11-year-old, get creative, and build your very own grown-up adventure home that you can take with you everywhere. I just showered in fresh mountain water. So you can see that the gravel makes a great shower base. And then I'm right next to this shipping container. And the van is parked at an angle to keep the wind from hitting me. Okay kids, let's go learn something new. As you can see here, I first had to remove the carpet and the stow-and-go seat and placed the heat-on-demand hot water heater tank off to the side. And then my friend Bob found this bracket in his garage and bent it so that it could be used to hang the shower head from. And then you just attach it with a little rubber washer. You can see where I attached it here underneath the hatchback. On the left, you can see this little gray wooden frame that I used to hold my clothing dresser up above the stow and go so I could be able to open the drawers. I used this 29-gallon bladder bag for the water storage. You can find this and all the other items that I used in this shower system in my Amazon storefront link in my pinned comments. Here's the dimensions of the bladder bag so we can see if it will work for you. I built this plywood shelf that's cut around the heat-on-demand hot water tank to set the towels on. In my first van, I made this laundry hamper out of PVC pipe and then had this 20-gallon propane tank back there to run the heat-on-demand hot water tank, and it was quite a lot of stuff in there. I actually ended up ruining this tankless hot water heater because I didn't know you needed to drain it for the winter. Here you can see the new smaller tankless hot water heater that I got, and I found out that you can get an adapter and use just one of these little green propane tanks. Again, you can find the adapter piece in my Amazon storefront link. I'm going to show you how it works on my old EcoTemp L5 heat-on-demand hot water tank. So here you have the two D-size batteries that ignites the heater, the input from the propane source, the output of hot water to the shower head, and the input of cold water that is pumped up from the bladder. And the Odyssey has this cigarette lighter back here for charging the power source for the pump. The heat-on-demand hot water tank does not require any other power besides those batteries. Okay, so this adjusts how much propane you need. You might need just a little bit of propane or the maximum to make it the right temperature. And this adjusts the water pressure. The pressure determines how hot or cold it will be. Maximum pressure will make it colder. Minimum pressure will make it hotter. So you're always adjusting between these two to get the right temperature. I attached the water pump on the leg of the bed next to the fridge, which will be behind the dresser. On the left is the output side of the pump, which will pump the water into the hot water tank. The water from the bladder comes up through this hose and in through this strainer. You can buy this high pressure braided hose in bulk from Ace Hardware. You'll want the 1/2 inch inside diameter by 3/4 inch outside diameter. Since I moved this pump from my old van, I have to pull off some of the excess Teflon tape. Or I think some people call it plumber's tape. This helps to seal up the threads so that you don't have any leaks. And I just left it in here how awkward it is to work with this stuff. I don't really enjoy it, but it kind of gets all twisted up and you need it to go on nice and flat. And I have to use scissors because I'm not a real plumber. A real plumber can just snap it right off with his fingers. Wrap the plumber's tape in the opposite direction in which you need to thread on the hose. And then I tighten it down with what I call a caterpillar clamp. And I tighten it down with 2 clamps because living in a moving vehicle is like living in a constant earthquake. You just want to make sure you have additional support for sealing up water in your vehicle. Before I was able to put the bladder in the stow and go, I had my water tanks on the roof of my van.
This is an attachment that my friend Bob made for putting water in the water tanks on the roof. So you can kind of see the little hose right there, and then how it's attached right there, and then how you can turn it on and off right there at the source without having to go back to the main faucet where the hose is connected. So you just screw it onto a hose.
While it was kind of great that the water was gravity fed, it just wasn't as stealthy having these water tanks up here, and I kept having problems because all of these little tanks connected together created water pressure problems.
Now you can see that it's filling up.
There's a lot of air pockets.
It kind of has to have bubbled out because of the air pockets, and then it will show you the level here when you take out the air bubbles. So flip the switch so you can see that it takes out some of the air bubbles and helps you to know what the level is. Video it. So you can see the water level starting to fill here. You can kind of see that from filling up the tank. I'm not going to fill it completely full because I'm going to go on a long trip and I don't want to have it too top heavy.
In the new system, the water weight is distributed better.
So running the hose in, testing it, filling it up. We do have a little bit of water around it. I was worried about it getting water all over the van. There's a little bit that went down in here. But overall, it's looking pretty good. And then I have an option to shut it off at the source. And there's a laundry basket that goes above it all. Just hooks right there.
You can see that this super durable Gorilla tub doesn't actually sit right on top of the bladder. Not only can you put your dirty laundry in it from inside or outside of the van, it's also great for carrying firewood or even maybe washing your laundry in it. It's got dual purpose and I like that. Again, you can find this in my Amazon storefront link in my pinned comment.
Then another thing I want to check for is if it's coming down too low onto the wheel because of all that weight. But it's looking all right. And it's not the best, but it's not the worst. Now I'm just gonna check for leaks. Oh, it's not leaking. Woohoo! I don't know if you can see that or not, but there you have it.
And now we need a power source for the water pump. I use this 250 watt hour, what I call a baby jackery. You just use a wire nut twister to connect the red wire from the pump to the positive red wire on the cigarette lighter adapter. And then just do the same thing by connecting the negative black wire from the pump to the negative black wire on the cigarette lighter adapter. In a moment, I'll show you how I put on the shower curtain. But first, I think it's time we demonstrated the full power of this shower station. Set your course for Earthling, shower and conditioner bars. At the age of 50, I attribute some of my youthfulness to making sure I use non-toxic body care products. I've been doing this for almost 20 years now, and I think it's made a difference. Using toxic body care ingredients can cause damage to your liver. That's why when Earthling approached me to try their shampoo and conditioner bars, I was really happy to find that there are no ingredients like sulfates, drying alcohols, and silicones associated with hair loss. Instead, Earthling uses ingredients like elderberry, which reduces oxidative stress, another contributing factor to hair loss, and this also reduces hair shedding. They also use an ingredient like marshmallow root, which helps promote healthy hair growth and strengthen and help to thicken the individual strands. But it also is packed with antioxidants and amino acids, both which can help to protect hair. Their customers with silver hair report no issues with brassiness or yellowing. Their ingredients, such as cocoa butter and coconut oil, deeply moisturize your hair, making their bars perfect for color-treated or dry hair. I love that it lathers up, but without using sodium lauryl sulfate, which is very toxic. When it's good for your body, it means it's good enough to rinse back into the earth. After just one use, I couldn't stop touching my hair. It felt so soft and silky. I love these. And they're so great for airplane travel because you don't need to get those 3-ounce liquid bottles, and you end up running out of shampoo and conditioner too quickly. Shop now and try it risk-free for 30 days. I earn a small commission for each purchase, which helps me to continue to make this helpful content for you. You can find the link in my pinned comment. Okay, now for the shower curtain. I just take these large clips, and some of them have magnets on them. And then I use a tarp, and I clip them around the back of the hatchback, and I use a magnet on the sides of the van, and then I stake down the shower curtain, or the tarp, and that's how the shower curtain works. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. My name is Solstice Elliott, and I'd like to invite you to also check out my van life vlogs, where I take you with me on an Odyssey so you can feel like a kid again.